So, visualizing social justice, know your right, what to do and where to go. So did you experience abuse by the employer or your friend? So at least this one is just a guide connected with the NGOs and the government office. I'm not a staff of any of this because same as you, I am a migrant worker and just a volunteer. But through training, workshop, I learned. So every day, if somebody will ask questions, if I don't know the question, I will just read the Hong Kong label book. So everything is here. Okay, so at least you know where to go. Okay, so if you have questions later, we have a question and answer. So our topic is about rights of helpers, types of abuses, discrimination, inclusion, and making social change. So rights of helpers, employment agency issues, understanding your contract, visa, protecting yourself, and establishing a positive relationship with your employer. All of this is very important. Actually, I thought I am one of the attendees. I only realized I will be the speaker. So it's just that I didn't read the email. So thank you so much, Leanne, for reminding me. So employment agency issues, this is the #1 problem of the migrant workers, especially in the Philippines. I'm not sure in Indonesian, how much, can I ask some Indonesian friends, how much is your placement fee from Indonesia to Hong Kong?
Well, the fee, I don't have that, but now I think around 15,000.
Hong Kong dollars? Indonesia or Indonesia?
Oh no, this for 4,000 something.
4,000 Hong Kong dollars.
Yes, yes.
So it is more cheaper than in the Philippines. In the Philippines, we spend more than 50,000 and up. Others are like usually in the Philippines, we are zero placement fee. But we cannot apply if we don't pay with the agency. So we make sure that all of the agencies are accredited by the Indonesian consulate, and then in the Philippines it's in the POEA, and also here in Hong Kong it's accredited by the POLO. There are some agencies that accredited by the Hong Kong Labor but not accredited by the POLO. So we need to make sure that the agency that we apply is accredited by the Indonesian consulate and also the Philippine consulate, POEA and the POLO. So understanding of contract, I think we have many problems in this kind of issues. So we need to make sure that the contract written here, we read the name of the employer, who is the employer, name of the address, and we need to work only to the address state in the contract. So if you clean the house of mama, yeye, popo, or like, other relatives, it is illegal. So if we know that all that we work in the employer is not written on the contract, we need to report. There are some NGOs here where you are going to report because it is really important. Especially, they will terminate you middle of the night. So if you work illegally and then you report and ask assistance, at least they have a record of you and the employer. And do you know that emergency dental is also shouldered by the employer? So if sumakit yung ngipin nyo, toothache, emergency dental, you need to tell your employer because it is written here in the contract. So, there are some employers that you have your own room or share room, but you sleep in the living room, kitchen. So you need to be aware. So you just report. It is really important to know where you're going to go. And also, this is the job description that we are going to fulfill. So if there are some like car washing or gardening, if it is not here in the contract, you need to ask legal assistance. So you need to understand what is written here in the contract. And so if the employer or helper will terminate the contract, the employer will get the ticket to the place of origin. And also give a copy to the immigration. So here also the medical expenses and dental. So this is many problem of the migrant workers, especially we can't go home, deferring home leave. So make sure that this is our visa. You know I'll cover the name. So this is my visa. So when you go home later, you need to check your passport, okay?
Yeah.
Because others check that the visa is the one in the employment 2022. So 2022. So that means that 2022 is the employment. It is the contract. But the visa is the one on top. So good for single journey to Hong Kong. Valid for presentation on or before. So make sure that we remember, we always check our visa. So my visa is August 25, 2021. So this date, within 8 weeks, so you need to count 8 weeks. Within 8 weeks, you need to renew your visa to continue the remaining period of current contract. So this one is really important, especially the agency will process your visa. Many migrant workers terminated, they don't have visa anymore. So because they depend on the agency. So you always remind. Okay, so you can take a picture or I can send you the email later. So if you exit in Hong Kong, this white one we call landing slip. So this is, we disregard this one on the right. So the new visa, this is for my friend. So the new visa is March 13, 2022. So if we exit or we leave Hong Kong, this is the new visa that we have. We call it landing slip. Okay, protecting yourself, anxiety, stress, and depression. This COVID, we have many problems of depression, especially in the in our family, working in our work, friends, relationship, love scams, online shop, and debts. So, by protecting ourselves, we need to ask help. So this is the emergency contact that we refer. Everything is also here in the book and the leaflet. So these are the emergency contact, the Samaritans, where if you have a friend who is suicidal, or help for domestic workers, they have counseling, mission for migrant workers. So the InReach is a financial literacy about that. Mind Hong Kong mental health, and Jane Lily is about sexual abuse. Did I talk very fast? Or just okay? Thank you so much. So establishing good relationship with the employer. So this is quite hard, right? Because it's really hard to communicate the culture. So we need to adjust ourselves. So respect the differences, effective communication, and building of mutual trust, work arrangement, adequate rest. So everything is also here in the book of the Hong Kong labor. So it's really, you need to give time to read. How to handle illness and injuries, respect privacy, and safe working conditions. So types of abuses: physical, emotional, psychological, and sexual harassment. Is there any of you experience sexual harassment in their workplace? No. Physical abuse? No, that's good because we have many cases of physical abuse. Sad thing is they don't know how to report. They are scared to lose their job. So just a reminder, if you are not safe in your working place, you can terminate, you can go down without giving 1 month notice. So you need to protect yourself. If you feel that you are not safe, you can leave the employer, you can call 999. So physical abuse, intentionally act causing injury, body contact. So this one, especially if you have ward, yung mga alaga natin. So if you have ward that keep hitting you, biting you, you need to inform the parents because sometimes if you can't control your emotions, your anger, you will hit him back, but it is illegal. So we need to be careful treating our ward. Emotional and psychological, humiliating, threatening, shouting, and blaming. There are some employers that they don't care how to they don't know how we feel. So we need to tell our employer, especially in an arguments. There are some I had one case, the employer was very angry and get the knife. So, if you keep answering your employer temper will really get high. So it will be in a physical abuse already, and it's very dangerous. And sexual harassment, person-to-person, sexually hostile or intimidating environment. So, discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of race, age, sex, or disability. Did you experience discrimination recently? No.
From work or from anywhere?
Work and everything. Like in the restaurant, with your friends, sometimes if they know.
Yeah, I think discrimination is very
in general. So I have also handouts here, so we can read and discuss. So we can also join training workshops, seminars to develop our knowledge and connections. So learning in one day is not enough. I learned in 18 years. So it's really not easy. How to count annual leave, how to count, long service, everything. So everything is in my mind for 18 years. So at least we will share to our friends what we learned and help someone in need. So these are the government and non-government organizations that are connected. So Mission for Migrant Workers and Help for Domestic Workers, they have also Indonesian staff. So if you want to volunteer also, they have. So Inreach, Uplifters, Pathfinders. Are you familiar with these organizations?
Number one.
Yes.
Mission
Oh, that's
for Migrant
nice.
Workers.
Yeah, so International Organization for Migration, this one is for the human trafficking. If you know somebody experienced human trafficking, you can report to IOM. Mission for Ethnic Minorities Sexual Health, this one for free Std Hiv Test. So recently we have many cases of love scam, fall in love, have relationship. So we don't know if our partner is, safe. So we can also refer our friend here for free HIV test. So this is really a big help because if we don't help our friend, it's really, they don't know where to go. They don't know how to ask help. So we will voluntarily advise them. So RAIN really is for sexual abuse. So time for question and answer. If you have many questions, so before the question and answer, I will give you something. Can you get one and can you come and get one, please? So make sure you can read everything. There's some small paper. Thank you so much.
Lakas kami talagang inuna eh. Salamat. Thank you, ma'am.
So you can put this in your wallet. In case of emergency, the employer will terminate your friend in the middle of the night or you are in the market. At least you know where to call and ask help.
Be prepared for employment in Hong Kong.
So this one, this one is from Pathfinders. There are some. Thank you. So this one is from Pathfinders. There are also an Indonesian translation, so you can read. Everything here, the NGOs, hospital is here also. So it is easy for us to help with our friend. And shelter, if there is somebody that terminated middle of the night, at least you know where you can refer them. So, okay, any question? Don't be shy. Do you want to write your question or if you feel shy? Yeah, they can. You can take some for your friend.
If you want extra copies, you can take some for your friends who are not here.
Yan mo sila.
Okay, if there's no question, I want to, yes, here, you need a microphone.
English.
Question, because I'm suffering as cervical spondylosis. Can I use it to Can I use this case because I'm finishing my contract this end and I'm working in my employer for 12 years.
Oh,
Can I use this case to, because I'm not sure if he will give my long service, if I will, can I use this case to get my long service?
okay, thank you for that question. So medical issue for the long service, you need to ask for the doctor's certificate that you are not fit to work. So if you have this certificate, that you can get your long service. So if you have the record, and then you can ask the doctor to give you the certificate that you are not fit to work. So yes, you can get the long service.
There's one more question, sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
Because last year, I think I forgot already the month, and then I go for X-ray for the doctor, and that's why I know my case. I have a problem in the spine, and then when I asked the refund from my employer, he said that the X-ray is not together with the insurance because if you just go like that and then ask for the X-ray, the insurance company will bankrupt. He just said to me like that, and he didn't refund.
So regarding with the insurance, with insurance or not, the employer is responsible with all medical expenses. So you need to make sure that you give the copy to the employer. You have a copy of the receipt. It is shouldered by the employer with insurance or not, no insurance. So it is the responsibilities of the employer. It is in the contract, so you can review, and then all the receipt. So they should, even you cannot get the money like this while you are working, but at the end of the contract, they will pay you. You will include to the,
They will include everything.
yes. You will include everything to all your claims, annual leave, ticket, and you need to keep the receipts. So it is the responsibility of the employer, even there's no insurance. So I think it is good that you can report to the NGOs, and then you can, because they will give you some advice, legally advice how to open up with the employer. But if you are not, if you feel it's like we can give you a go, while working, so you can wait at the end of the contract. So any questions?